Gemini, hi. Welcome to the 2024 readings. So the way this is going to go, we're going to look into each month, and the spread I came up with was, well, it's going to look something like the energy you're in for the whole month, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and then we'll look into the advice, which the advice can be just a continuation of the other energies, and then it'll kind of come off of that. There's going to be an angle from above where you can see it either here or here. I haven't decided yet, okay? So you'll see it somewhere on the screen where you can see what's going on here. And then you may have times where there's a full continuation to it, other times where it just stops for a month or two. And then I kind of take notice and I restarted, but I'm not going to redo the whole reading just because this bugger stopped. I just have to continuously look up and I'm like, I forget. Anyways, just thought I should put a little bit of that in there because I know some of you like to see the cards. And it's a pretty expanded reading. So for this one, for this type, I'm going to be editing a little more. There will be an extended to the readings, which I will be looking into the energy that's dealing with you. And a lot of the times I know we may have the tendency to watch the main video and then focus on one energy in particular in there. And then when we watch the other energy that's at the other end of this, we have the tendency to think it's the same energy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you are dealing with a specific energy that I will be reading for you in the original. And then in the extended, it might be that it's somebody else altogether that's dealing with you. So let's say in the reading, it's going to show up as an energy that involves your work, right? It's not even a person, it's the energies around your work. And then in the extended, your mom or your dad or your pet might show up as the energy that ties them up to you and their perspective on things. Sometimes they match in the sense of, yes, it is the same energy in the extended. Sometimes they don't. So keep that in mind. Don't get stuck with, wait a minute. In the reading, you said this and this and this, and then in the extended, they're behaving like this. That doesn't make sense. No, because it's a different energy. So keep that in mind. Also, try your best to not make this into a little bit of a soap opera kind of a situation. You know, from month to month, for the most part, the overall energy, the bigger energy at play is kind of going to be the same, but sometimes it's going to change in the sense of from January to February to March. You could be dealing with three very different energies that may look like it's the same one. It's not. So don't try to go from episode 1, January, episode 2, February, because sometimes they won't make sense in that way. They don't tie up together in that way. And again, in January, you might be dealing with an energy of work. In February, the energy I'm reading could be that of a spouse, a sister, whatever the case, you know. And they may look very similar where you think it's a continuation, but it may not be. So try to keep it open as much as you can. Also keep in mind that energy is fluid. It can change. It can change from today to tomorrow, let alone from today to a year from now. So, just throwing that out there. So keep open when you watch these. All right, so we covered pretty much everything. I feel like... Oh, roles can be reversed. That's a general rule for the readings. To close off the reading, you will get a oracle card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Is it Mystical Shaman? Yes, it is Mystical Shaman. Wait a minute, something about a shaman. And I know this is one of my favorite oracle decks, so yeah, it's that one. Mystical Shaman Oracle, one oracle card that is kind of like the energy for the whole year. So it's not like, oh, I have to get to December to get into those energies. No, it's energies that maybe keep in mind for the whole year. You know, try to remind yourself sometimes of the energies of this oracle card. I might introduce some bloopers at the end. For those of you that enjoy seeing, especially the animals torturing me down here when we're taking breaks, or even during the reading, sometimes I have to cut them out because it's like, okay, they're here, they're torturing, which I know you love to watch, but sometimes it's too much. It's like, okay, it's too much to leave in the reading, so I'll just take it out and I'll probably take a break and let myself be tortured. I believe that's about it. I think we're good to go, so let's go. Let's get you started with January. All right, let's see what we got here. Where you're at energetically, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, advice. Where you're at, quite conflicting there. The Five of Wands, there's a lot of inner conflict going on about a situation. What you're dealing with, the Empress, so someone that you find quite close to you, how you're dealing with it, the Four of Wands, that's a sign of commitment right there. So it could be that the two of you, or you, may be wanting to take things a certain direction. Possibly, I don't know. We'll have to clarify and see what's up with this. And for the advice, the Emperor. The Empress and the Emperor. So definitely being pretty clear, at least as far as you're concerned, about where you want for things to go in this particular situation. So let's clarify. Let me clarify the Five of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers. Yeah, you're definitely clear about what you want from this particular situation. And there's happiness involved. There's let's work to make this happen involved. There's feeling quite a strong connection here to someone. However, there's a lot of possible inner conflict and a lot of conflict outside of yourself too within this situation. But let's see what you're dealing with for the Empress. The Six of Cups, the Empress, the Four of Cups. Interesting, because they're kind of on the same page, but that kind of is quite important because they're not on the same page. So they are viewing things and feeling things kind of in the same way you are. But what it gives to you feeling that is a sense of happiness. What it gives to them feeling that is a sense of almost like they don't like that they feel that. You know what I mean? That's the kind of part. Because they might be on the same page here, but it's a matter of, okay, but what are you doing with it? How do you feel about it? You know what I mean? Interesting. Let me do the Four of Wands. The Two of Wands, the Moon, the Hermit. There's almost like a period of a hold on things where it seems like nothing is happening, nothing is necessarily moving. With the Hermit in place here, it almost feels like it is the way it should be. Like this hold, this pause that's at play, it's kind of a given. It's kind of like it's supposed to be here for some reason, you know, but you're not necessarily seeing that because in your energy, you're showing up with a sense of let's go, let's move, while the energy of no, let's not is kind of hidden. So you're not seeing it, you're not feeling it. It's kind of coming in contradiction with your sense of what you want from this. Yeah, definitely. For the Emperor and the advice, you get the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Yeah, your energy is constantly moving forward. Like, let's move things forward. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. While the energy at play that is available for the situation is hold on a second. You know? Don't rush it, don't push it, don't go. For now. You'll have time to go, you'll have time to do whatever you want with this one, but for now, you need to stand still. You need to wait. So, you are coming through with a sense of clarity and a sense of what it is that you want from this. So, it feels like you're kind of bumping heads there with the energies that are at play for this. Because in this clarity, you also want to move things. But what's at play is a sense of don't. You know, just kind of chill for a little bit and let's see what happens. Because if you force this and if you keep on pushing against the energy, maybe that's why this energy is showing up a little bit upset, a little bit like, because they may be a lot in the energy of standing still and trying to figure things out before things get moving forward. While you, because you have it clear, you're ready to move things forward. But maybe they're not. Maybe that's why there's a need for, hold on a second, give them a minute. You know what I mean? So try your best to not go against the energies. If the energies are, pay attention, and if the energies are telling you chill, no matter how much you feel inside that you want to go, try to listen to what's going on in the energies that are available for this. You know? So that's it. Let's do February. Okay, so where you're at energetically, the Page of Pentacles. You're trying to open up to the possibility of kind of learning something from an experience. What you're dealing with, the Page of Cups, there's love that is coming into play. How you're dealing with it, the Three of Cups, you're definitely responding to it. And for the advice, the Knight of Pentacles, you're slowing way down here, which is really, really nice because it brings you more into the present and dealing with things as they come. So it feels really, really good here. Let's clarify. Let me do the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you're definitely, because I feel like in the previous month, you're definitely kind of went up in your feelings. Your feelings definitely got a little up, amplified there. And you're kind of taking it a notch down. You're like, you know what? Let's kind of keep it down there a little bit. And let's just start to kind of be in the moment a little more. Let's just be with what is instead of kind of, no, because I want this, because it's burning inside of me. And taking it down a notch there. Pretty big notch. And just kind of being with things, you know? And you're showing up quite confident in this energy. So you're definitely taking it down a bit there in intensity, because that definitely kind of sets some fire to your desire basically over things. And it's like, okay, you know what? Slowing down. For the Page of Cups, you get the Empress, the High Priestess, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, so whatever, you're showing me that there is a person here behind this energy of love, and whatever they're coming with, even if it's a small gesture of, hey, I got you a coffee, you know, today, I thought maybe you needed one, you'll take it in for what it is. You won't make it as, oh, that means they love me, we gotta get married or something, you know. Blue. Okay. So you're not taking it overboard, whereas the month before, with the emotions that were super amped up, you probably would have been married and with kids by now, you know, from a small coffee. So it's kind of like, it's easier this way. It's easier to handle, it's easier to deal with. And it's just simple, and it's kind of like, you know, feeling like a relief even on your side. Let's do the Three of Cups. It's not easy. Nobody said it was easy necessarily, but you're doing it. You know, you're trying your best here. For the Three of Cups, on how you're dealing with it, the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. There's still a slight overthinking. There's still a slight, did they give me my favorite coffee? That means they know my favorite coffee. So, you know, you're not going to marriage necessarily, but you're playing with that coffee a little bit there. in terms of not making it necessarily easy and just taking the coffee and just being like, oh, okay, thank you. No, that's not going to happen. Let's play with the coffee for a little bit. You know what I mean? So you're doing it. You're at least not jumping into, okay, so how many kids? Let's do the Knight of Pentacles. In the advice, the Two of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Moon. It's like you put that whole amped up energy of love that you feel for the situation to the side. That's kind of how you're showing it to me. Like, we'll put it on hold. Which is kind of indicative of the fact that it's going to come through at some point. It's going to come back. You're going to bring it back. You're almost saying that you're anticipating that at some point I'm going to go crazy again and I'm going to, for now it feels good. It feels like, let's try this in a different kind of a way. Let's see what happens. And it does feel a lot more easier and a lot more smooth because you're not amping yourself up again and again and again. But again, giving me a sense of, yeah, I'll bring it back at some point. I can't do this for too long, but you know what? For now, I'll just try. So that's good. This energy feels really nice because, again, it doesn't fire things up, in the way that you would feel about the situation. It just allows you to take things as they come. Without interpreting them much, without any of that. So try to keep as much of this energy as possible, because it feels like it's a good one for you. But that's it. Let's go to March. All right, so where you're at energetically, the Six of Cups, you're giving me a sense of a soul connection you're dealing with. What you're dealing with, the Page of Pentacles, I kind of get the sense that you're kind of going off of the same energy from last month in terms of you're entering this month, kind of under the same perspective of trying to take things as much as possible from the perspective of just being in the moment, just kind of following the flow. How you're dealing with it, the Lovers, and it's this connection that's kind of keeping you in that place. So there is a very important connection at play that kind of teaches you how to do that, how to be in the moment. By the way, this has nothing to do with the Six of Cups that shows up here. This is something else. This is more like, take it as an energy. This connection doesn't even have to be here. This one of the Lovers. This one is showing up more like a reference of how it teaches you to just be in the moment. So I feel like you're applying what you're learning through this connection to this connection, which is a different one. In the advice, the Four of Swords. Okay, you're trying to heal here. You're trying to kind of take a chill pill. All right, let's see what's going on. Let me do the Six of Cups. The Seven of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Chariot. Alright. There's so many energies expanding from this connection here. It almost looks like, so I'm seeing this connection, and if you could imagine doors, right, like surrounding this connection, multiple doors. And those doors are all open. In the sense of the possibilities for this connection. And I don't know what it is to you. I feel like it's something you've been dealing with for a while. It could be a family dynamic situation kind of a thing. And it just, those doors kind of represent options and choices that you're possibly considering of making in regards to this connection. Like from this point on, it looks like it could lead anywhere, this connection. It doesn't have like this set path where it has multiple possibilities. to go into from here on out. So I don't even know what the hell this is, but it's definitely an open kind of an energy, in a good way. Let's do the Page of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Three of Swords, the Sun. I have no idea what this connection represents to you. I don't even know if it's there next to you physically, this lover situation. This is one that's very tied up to your heart. This is one of those that manifests more energetically than physically, in the sense of, yes, there is a possibility of this situation being right next to you as we speak. But at the same time, it could be that it's nowhere to be seen physically. Whereas energetically, there's a lot of stuff going on through this connection for you. So it's definitely teaching you a thing or two. You know, you're kind of giving me a sense of duality here, a sense of happiness and pain at the same time, which is really nice and really interesting that this connection is showing you that. You're in a very open-minded space in terms of learning from what this connection is bringing forward for you. And again, I feel like whatever you're dealing with outside of this connection, you're starting to apply on those things what you learn through this connection. Interesting. So it's kind of like an integration process here. For the Lovers, you get the Two of Wands, the Magician, the King of Cups. Yeah, things are not necessarily where you want them to be for this connection. You are manifesting a sense of love, a sense of direction towards that love for this connection, which is telling me things are probably not where you wish them to be in this connection. Let's do the Four of Swords. But meanwhile, as you're manifesting this connection is teaching you a lot. And you're starting to put that into practice into your own life in all sorts of areas of your life. For the Four of Swords, in the advice, you get the Four of Wands, the Four of Cups, the High Priestess. Yeah, you're not liking where things are. You're not liking where things are for right now in this connection. But the most important thing that this connection is teaching you for right now is the sense of just going with the flow. You know, just being in the present moment and taking things as they come. And that's exactly what you're doing. I'm trying to see this Six of Cups dynamic, what it is for you, because it feels good, but it feels like almost like it came out of nowhere. And I know it didn't. I know it's one of those things that maybe it was in the back of your mind for a very long time, and all of a sudden things are looking up for this connection, you know, because that's kind of how it feels. And then you're switching me into the lessons learned from this very important connection to you, and how that may have influenced what the hell is happening within other connections in your life. So it's quite interesting. Quite powerful month by the looks of it, where things kind of fall into place where you don't have to do a lot of things for that to happen. But there's a lot of healing supporting this. So that's it. Let's move on to April. All right, where you're at energetically, the Lovers, you're giving me this strong connection you have to someone again as a main energy that you're tuned into. What you're dealing with, the Three of Wands, possibly patience, possibly waiting for something, or not even necessarily waiting, but like almost feeling like nothing's happening here. You know, like what the hell is going on? How you're dealing with it, the Ten of Swords, you're taking it as a defeat, as nothing is happening. Like, what's going on? I'm done. Are we done? I think we're done because nothing is happening, you know? And for the advice, the Ten of Pentacles, maybe try to focus a lot on your own sense of stability, you and you, instead of kind of getting caught up in what's going on there outside of me. You know what I mean? because I kind of get the sense that this is a little bit of a flat kind of period of time where nothing is actually happening. And if you get too consumed by it, you could interpret it as the end of the road for the situation for you. And I don't think it is. I think it's just you need to chill, you need to pause, and you need to allow for this pause to be here. And, you know, again, if you get too caught up into this one, you have the tendency to interpret it as, oh my God. And then from there on out, all sorts of other energies that are not necessarily congruent with what's going on here. So let's see. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Lovers. The High Priestess, the Four of Cups, the Hangman. So your higher self knows that there's a massive break involved on things when it comes to this situation. Your not so higher self is quite upset. It's like, why is there a break? What's going on? Why do we need to break? So on one hand, you understand that these are just the energies at play right now, and maybe you need to be patient about it. On the other hand, you're like, I don't want to be patient. I don't understand why we need to break right now. Let's do the Three of Wands for what you're dealing with. The Empress, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Swords. I feel like it has been communicated to you one way or another. It has been brought up to you, this sense of, we're just going to take a break right now. I don't know how. I have no idea. Because it looks like the message is a little confusing. In the sense of, it may leave room for interpretation, which is exactly what you're doing. It's like, oh, we need to break. That means we're done here, right? Right? Because who would break? What? And they could have told you, hey, I need some time for myself for a little bit, and then you take it as So I'm not sure. There's a little bit of confusion attached to how this was kind of brought to your attention, or how you took it from whatever was said or done here on the part of whoever this is to you. Let's do the Ten of Swords. I kind of get the sense that the message wasn't clear either to begin with from where it's coming, in the sense of, I'm not sure if they have clarity over what they try to put out there. And again, that would leave a lot of room for interpretation then for you, if the message isn't as clear as possible. For the Ten of Swords, you get the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups. This is almost like, you know how, I don't want to go there because it's pretty ugly looking. No, I'm not going to go there. It's too ugly. I can't get it out of my head now, though. Let's say with your last resort, last resource of energy for this, even though you've established, although through interpreting what's going on, that things are done here, but with your last little kick, you're like, I'm still going to approach this. I'm still going to do something about this. I'm not going to let this one go away just like that, you know? You're trying to approach this from that last little bit of energy that you may have left after you told yourself that this is done, it's completely done, oh my God, what do I do? And exhausting yourself completely just through experiencing that kind of an energy. But you have a little bit of kick left. So you're like, okay, I'm going to do something about it. And then I see you stopping yourself, because it's like, you know what? Let me just kind of focus on myself right now and getting myself into a place of balance, because I just exhausted myself from all of this situation. So from a little bit of possible miscommunication or lack of clarity in what's truly going on here, this whole massive energy of you sucking the life out of yourself came through in how you can possibly interpret it. All that's here as an energy is there may be a break that's coming into play. How, why, I don't know. But it's coming from whoever this is. So if you can possibly take this for what it is instead of taking it and opening it up to 1,000 possibilities, that would be amazing. Because I see you taking yourself down energetically just like that. You know, and it's for what? Why would you? You know? For the advice, for the Ten of Pentacles, you get the Ten of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. Yeah, definitely turning it around towards you. Like, okay, let me focus on myself right now. Let me kind of get myself into balance. Let me kind of surround myself with energies that make sense, energies that are loving, supporting, you know, friends, family, whoever, whatever is good for me at this time. And I kind of get the sense that that's possibly the best approach, you know, at this time. Because things are not clear here. Things got complicated fast in this situation because there's a break that's at play. And because there's no clarity around this break. Not from the person that's putting it out there, not from the person that's taking it. So, that's it. Let's go to May. Let's see what's going on here. The energy you're at, the Six of Swords, you're kind of trying to, well, I feel like things are calming down for you for the most part, but you're trying to kind of stay away from drama and things that just don't, it's like, oh no, not that, you know, kind of trying to lean more towards a very settling, grounded, cool, calm energy here, which is possibly working out by the looks of it. What you're dealing with, the Eight of Wands, something that was said or done. How you're dealing with it, the Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of an ongoing kind of an energy. So if somebody said something, you're still kind of working with that. You're still kind of going back and forth. If somebody sent an energy towards you, you're very actively dealing with it. It's a pretty constructive energy from what I can see. Maybe there's clarification here for a particular situation. Interesting. For the advice, the Queen of Pentacles. So a lot of self-care involved, which is indicative of the Six of Swords, of just not getting yourself involved into things that are not good for you, you know, kind of trying to keep as much as you can more towards yourself rather than exposing your energy out there, especially to things that just don't serve you. So, okay. Let's do the Six of Swords. Page of Swords, Three of Wands, the Hermit. Yeah, you're stepping into these energies of healing, of going within, and just kind of settling down there in these energies, almost taking a break from the world. You know what I mean? You are very much engaged into energies that are good for you at this time, you know, that you consider to be good for you. But other than that, kind of a pause, a general pause on things. Eight of Wands for what you're dealing with, the Nine of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. Something was said or done in the previous month, if you remember, because I kind of got the sense that this is about that, and it lacked clarity. It didn't have a lot of clarity, so things might have gone south or east or west or all over the map because it lacked clarity. And it's still bugging you by the looks of it. So you may bring it up in terms of, you know what, let's clarify this. Let's kind of settle on this to kind of get a direction for it. rather than 10 directions. For the Seven of Pentacles, you get the Queen of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Nine of Wands. You may hear some things that you don't like when it comes to this one, to clarifying whatever's going on here. You may hear some things that you don't like. You may deal with some things that you don't like. But I kind of get the sense that it's good for you regardless. And you're recognizing that initially, and then it's like, well, I didn't like that, you know. So kind of being a little upset about it or not wanting to accept it as it comes through. But, you know, you asked for it. You did ask for clarification, and now it's clarified, but it's like it's not necessarily something you would like to hear or receive as an energy. So it does seem to clarify things a little bit, but you may not like it. You know, and I see you dealing with it, even if you don't like it. It's like, okay, you know, whatever. But because you are in an overall energy of going within and being honest with yourself and being like, you know, just because I don't like what I'm hearing, that doesn't make it not true, or at least it clarifies things, you know, so that I don't have to interpret things in all sorts of directions. For the Queen of Pentacles, you get the Six of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords. So you may have the tendency throughout the month to not want to hear or deal with things as they are. Overall, you're coming through with an energy of receiving these things, asking for these things, and the minute they come in, it's kind of like your immediate reaction to that is to accept that because, hey, you just asked for it, right? And then comes this energy of, yeah, I don't think I like that, though, you know? And that's okay to not like it, but at the same time, if you reach that place of accepting it for what it is, even if you don't like it, then, you know, you definitely got one under your belt there. So keep yourself open as much as you can. Try to catch yourself when you kind of want to reject things just because you don't like them. That doesn't make them not true, you know, or, you know, kind of look at it from the perspective of at least I'm gaining clarity. I may not like it much, but, you know, it's things are said and done in such a way that I know where they're at least, and I don't have to run with them who knows where. So okay, let's do June. All right, where you're at energetically, the Seven of Cups. You're kind of looking into some choices. You may have to make some options here throughout the month. What you're dealing with, the Justice card, how you're dealing with it, the Lovers. So there's this connection coming back towards you, and it feels like maybe you're trying to balance it out as much as possible. Maybe that's what the options are about, how to do this, how to kind of bring some sort of balance in this connection. And the Five of Swords shows up for the advice. It's I kind of get the sense that it's shown up as the Five of Swords in the advice because you may be thinking that it's only up to you to bring balance in this situation. And no, it's not. There's two of you here. You can only do so much. Yeah, you can try to bring balance into this, but who are you working with, you know, on the other side of the table? Are they willing to participate? Are they willing to put in the effort so that energies do balance out? Because if only one wants that and the other one is kind of going against that, then no, it's not going to happen. You know, you can do the work of two here for this situation. And no matter how much you want it and no matter how much, it's not only up to you. So, okay, let's clarify. Let me do the Seven of Cups. The Empress, the High Priestess, the World. Yeah, you're looking into things when it comes to especially them or this connection, you're trying to go with your intuition as much as you can, but you're kind of flipping the page where you're showing me, I kind of want to try something new. I don't know what that new is to you. You're just giving me a sense of, I'm probably not going to do things in the same way that I did. I'm going to try something new. Okay. Let's do the Justice card. The Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. And this is the new you're talking about. Because you feel good. Where you're at energetically, you feel good. You could be feeling so good as to thinking that because you have this very grounded energy, very healing energy, very everything energy, you could be doing the work of two energies here so that everything does come into balance. And no matter how balanced you are, and no matter how much energy you have and how much great intentions you have to pull this through, still not going to work out. Still not. So that's probably the new you're trying. I'm gonna take the load of the other person. I'm going to do the work for two because I can. Yeah, but no. You think you can. You think you can. You think you'll be able to pull this through. But no, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. What you'll do is exhaust yourself because you just took the load of another person, doing the work for them. And then what if you did the work and they don't want to show up because ultimately they don't want to do this work with you to bring things into balance? Who knows where they're at? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But what are you going to do? It's okay. I'll work double. I'll work double shift. It's a lot of energetical work for this type of a connection. So, okay. For the lovers, you get the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Five of Cups. No, you're still doing the same thing. You may convince yourself that you're doing things in a different way than you've done them in the past. You're doing the same thing. You're picking up the load for somebody else. What they are supposed to bring to this connection, you're putting on top of your shoulders and you're like, I'll carry it. And imagine if they really are not in that place to work for this at this time. Maybe they are later. Maybe not right now. So you're basically doing the work for nothing, and it's a whole lot of energetical work to be doing, to be taking on a load for somebody else. And at the end of them not showing up because they're not in that place where they may not be ready for this. Who knows? And even if they do, you're still exhausted. It's like you did the work for them. You think that's not going to carry a sense of resentment at some point? Like, I did all these things for us. Yeah, but then nobody asked you to. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's a very tricky one. And you are showing up as almost like a pattern. Like, you've done this before, you know, in other relationships possibly. But you are giving me a sense of, I'm going to try something new. No, this is not new. This is an old pattern. You have the tendency to pick up people's loads. People's whatever their work is supposed to be. You're like, I'll do it. I'm fine. Give it to Gemini. I gotcha. Okay. For the Five of Swords, you get the Seven of Swords, the Five of Wands, the King of Wands. Until you get upset one day. It's like, you know what? I've been doing this for you, for us, for everything, forever. Fuck this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. And again, it comes through that sense of almost blaming them because you decided to do the work for them. Why? It's all very deceptive, you know what I mean? It's the decision to take the load on top of your shoulders there is the beginning of this very deceptive energy. And then it turns into resentment. It turns into, where are you at? Why are you not showing up? Because you just took the load from me. Why would I show up? You're doing it all. Why should I show up? You got this, right? You don't need me. So you got to pay attention to this energy this month because it's pretty strong. You think it's the best idea ever when I see you here. It's like, I know exactly what to do. I'll do the work for them. And they'll come and they'll see me, what I did, and we'll live happily ever after. It could go south very fast here if you don't pay attention to this energy. There's absolutely no need for you to take on the load of another one, because it's never working out, really. And wouldn't it be more satisfying if they would show up because they wanted to do the work for the situation, instead of I did it for the both of us. Oh, we're so happy. I'm sure you are too, because I did it for you. No, I don't know. I'm just saying. But that's it. Let's go to July. Where you're at energetically, the Ace of Cups. That's an open heart space. What you're dealing with, the Temperance card. Really, really stepping into an energy of patience here. And what you're dealing with, the Temperance card. How you're dealing with it, the Eight of Pentacles. You're working on something. I don't know what it is, but you're doing it patiently and not in a rush at all. And for the advice, the King of Cups. Really, if you started from a place of, okay, I'm going to keep my heart open, this is a space of fully open heart by the looks of it. So, okay, so it's something that you really care about, whatever you're working on. Let me do the Ace of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. This looks like a brand new energy, almost like you cooked up overnight and you're coming up with it. So it could be something new that's showing up and you're definitely jumping into it with an open heart. Like, okay, this, I'm gonna do this. It feels really good, Let's do the Temperance card. The Page of Wands, the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles. Really, really nice energy. And again, carries that sense of it's new, but I kind of know how to deal with it. It could have to do with your own sense of stability here. You're all for it. You're all for this situation. Let's do the Eight of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Hangman. You may encounter a little bit of a stuck feeling, in the sense of, you're working on it, you're investing in it, whatever it is, and then at some point you feel stuck. And it's like, uh-oh, is this not it? What's going on? And then fear comes over, in the sense of, yeah, this is not going to work out. But I don't see you necessarily, it's kind of like seeing you taking a little step back from this moving forward with this energy. But I don't see you bailing on it and dropping it, instantly. I see you getting scared. I see you being like, starting to question it, but that's because fear showed up, because in the evolution of whatever this is, there seems to be a little bit of a, you need to take a break now. And you're taking it as, uh-oh, the flow is disrupted. Things are not moving forward. What do I do? I don't see it as a big deal if you don't feed into this fear that's showing up over it. The Ace of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Fool. You got a lot of your energy when it comes to this situation is fully open, very determined. So even if there are obstacles showing up, I kind of see you eventually pushing through. Initially, you get scared, but after you give it a little bit of time for things to cool down, for things to kind of settle, I see you still going for it, because it's quite meaningful. So I'm not sure what this is, but this is a great energy. Don't panic if there does seem to be a little bit of a bump in the road for the situation. It looks insignificant as long as you keep your intention going for this one, because you got pretty good energies attached to this. So that's it. Let's do August. where you're at energetically, the Two of Swords, that's a lot of confusion. That's you being stuck in your head there, taking things and complicating them. What you're dealing with, the Eight of Swords, a very complicated kind of an energy in terms of, it's not complicated, it's actually simple, but someone is complicating it. And given that you're in the Two of Swords here, I would say that's you. That's complicating things instead of taking them as they are. How you're dealing with it, the Empress, and for the advice, the Ace of Cups. So you're definitely settling down and coming more into your heart and trying to gain or look at things from that perspective rather than let me just kind of get myself messed up in the head and not understand shit from the situation. Let me just kind of fall into my heart and let's see what happens, you know? So that could actually help you there. So let's do the Two of Swords. Really? The Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups, the High Priestess. Really? So why you're getting confused is because things are changing for the better. Into a place of, this is too nice. Let's complicate things. It's too nice. It's one of those too good to be true kinds of energies. And if it is too good to be true, then you're going to end up in this place. If you believe that this is too good to be true, instead of taking it for what it is, you'll start complicating it. You'll start questioning it. You'll start, there's got to be something about it that is not that good. Because it's too good to be true. Really? Let's do the Eight of Swords. What am I going to do with you? The Justice card, the Judgment card, the Six of Cups. Things are starting to fall into place, like big time. Energies are flowing like crazy in the direction that they should, and it feels goddamn amazing. And because it feels so good, and because you're seeing that flow and things just kind of coming together there, naturally, organically, without you doing shit, you're like, what is going on here? I don't understand. Stop questioning it. Just take it as it comes. When things align energetically, everything's going to align in your life. You're going to look left and right and you're going to see things falling into place by themselves. And that's how you're treating that? What? Why? Why? What's happening? Let it happen. Don't question it. Don't complicate it. Let it be. There's things kind of falling into place attached to some sort of connections you may have in your life, to one particular one for sure. For the Empress, you get the King of Swords, the Empress, the Two of Pentacles. It's almost looking like you're bouncing in between the headspace and your heart. The headspace and your heart. And you're trying to find that thin line of balance. And I feel like you're achieving that a lot. I feel like you're falling more into the place of, you know, when you finally let go of the mind questioning aspect and just kind of allow for things to happen, you feel so in tune with that deeper sense of self that it's hard to reach your head at this time. Because your head is going to try to make sense of things. Your mind is going to try to kind of find that place where everything makes sense. And when this kind of an energy happens, the mind has no place in that. The mind is just going to complicate things, which we just saw. So just be with what is, and from that place, some things may not make sense from the mind perspective. So fucking what? It makes sense for your soul and for the energies that are at play. Isn't that the goal? So I see you kind of bouncing in between the mind, which is trying to make sense of things, and then that place where things just are. You don't need to ask why, you don't need to ask how. Things just are. So it's going to be an interesting month for you here, by the looks of it. Let me do the Ace of Cups. It's just a matter of, are you going to be able to receive it as it comes, or do you want to question it, you know? For the Ace of Cups, you get the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. You're trying your best to just be with what is. You're putting in a lot of effort and a lot of work into this energy of just being with what is, you know? And I feel like you're going to succeed. You're starting off in a place of, Gemini's going crazy. Gemini's starting to question things that are organically falling into place and that are just there in the way that they should be. But then you're leaning more towards, you know what? No, I shall not question things, even though it's hard. But I'll just let things be. Let's see what happens. Yeah, do that. You are looking like you're heading in that direction of just allowing for things to be, rather than, too good to be true here. Let's see what we can find. That's not so good. So that's it. Let's go to September. The energy that you're in here, you've got the Two of Cups for September, so that's a whole lot of openness towards, I don't see this directed towards one person. It's more like your heart is open towards connections that have their heart open towards you. So friends, family, people you can share this energy of love with. What you're dealing with, the Six of Wands, feeling good in general about things. How you're dealing with it, the Fool, you're all up for it. You're pretty open in this month. And you're attracting a whole lot of that energy. So, of course, you would feel good about it. For the advice, the Magician. This is a good time for manifestation for you. And I feel like you're probably in the middle of manifesting something here. So, okay. Let's do the Two of Cups. The Six of Cups, the Strength card, the Justice card. Yeah, you're sharing your energy with connections that are part of your soul family, basically. So again, friends, family, whoever you surround yourself with at this time, you're doing it from the perspective of being fully open to them, and they're getting that, and they're opening up to you. You know what I mean? So it's looking really balanced, really nice here. Let's do the Six of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Lovers. Now there's a specific connection. And there seems to be a little bit of something in the way there when it comes to this particular connection. Something happened here at some point. Somebody did a boo-boo. I don't know if it's you or them, because you're showing me a little bit of, you know, in contrast with all these other energies that are showing up in your life, you're fully open there. In this one, you're fully open to energetically, but physically, you're kind of treating it with a little bit of cautious there, a little bit of I shouldn't do too much, I shouldn't say too much, because there's something in the way. Something happened at some point and you don't want to stir things up there, you know. For the Fool, for how you're dealing with it, the Six of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Wands. Again, energetically speaking, fully open to it. Physically, there's something, it almost feels like you're stressing about even the smallest things you say in their direction. Like, did I say that right? Did I approach this from like there's a little too much complication to things, where it feels like things already come from a place that are a bit complicated. So it's almost like adding on top of that from how you approach the situation or how you address the situation. And I can understand you coming from this place of, you know what, things are a little volatile here, so I'm just going to try to kind of be careful with it. And I'm like, why? Why not be truthful in how you feel or what's going on, or, you know, Because from your careful comes a little bit of fear that adds up to that complicated situation, and it makes the situation even more complicated and fearful to approach. So if there's something that's unclear still about the situation, or you're scared to address something because you feel like you might mess things up, of course the approach does matter. Because if you're like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm just gonna be honest, like, look, you hurt the shit out of me, you did this, you did that, you can't approach it like that, you know. But expressing how you feel from a vulnerable, open space that you have available, because you're in this energetical space of openness and love, you know. It's just a matter of being honest with this one. Not treating it with, ooh, I don't want to say that because maybe who knows what's going to happen. If it aligns with your truth, then say it. Just don't be nasty about it, that's all. You know? So, I don't know. I'm just saying. Let's do the Magician. The Hangman, the Four of Swords, the Two of Wands. Alright. You're giving something some time here. I'm not sure if you are giving something some time. You are manifesting something that looks like it's going to require some time for it to come through. But you're willing to wait because you know that. You know, as you put this manifestation out there in the universe, I don't see you being like, also, P.S., in 5 minutes, if it can be delivered, thank you very much. No, you're putting it in the sense of, all right, this is what I want, this is what I have in my vision for whatever, and within divine timing, whenever that is. So you're not rushing through things here, whatever it is you're manifesting. So it comes through as a good manifestation, whatever it is. This perspective or this angle towards, I put it out there, now we wait. For how long? I don't know, I don't care. Whenever it's time, it's going to happen. So pretty good approach here. So that's it. Let's do October. Alright, where you're at energetically is the Four of Wands. You're giving me a sense of commitment. I don't get the sense that it's romantic, so it could be someone from your family. It could be a very close friend. I don't know exactly. The King of Swords is for what you're dealing with, so a pretty clear-cut, maybe slightly controlling energy, but we'll see. How you're dealing with it, the Eight of Cups, you're like, I don't care for it. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna get involved in this, but you are. And for the advice, the Two of Swords, you're coming out quite confused out of this whole situation. So let's clarify. Let's see what's up. Let me do the Four of Wands. Interesting, because it's very similar to what I got in the extended for the past month, so it could be coming through as the energy that's playing out with you. The Emperor, the Two of Cups, the Four of Swords. Yes, this is someone that cares for you deeply, but they do carry a little bit of a sense of maybe pushing it at times, maybe wanting things their own way at times, you know? But they do care about you a lot. Let me see the King of Swords. The Two of Wands, the Moon, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, they're in and out. And that's what I got in the extended for last month for their side. They're in and out. They're coming in, and then all of a sudden they're out for some reason. But even when they're out, they're still connected to you from their heart. So they're still, it's like they care about you, and that energy continues. It's not disconnected or anything. They can be out physically, but they're coming right back in at some point. So it's like this in and out kind of an energy that kind of comes through for you. Let's do the Eight of Cups. how you're dealing with it. The Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, the King of Swords. You kind of want a brand new beginning. You're tired of this energy, the way it's coming through, in and out. Yeah, they care, whatever. They want things this way, they want things that way. When they're not getting their thing, they're out. They're like, I'm tired of this. Can we start over? You know, you're giving me a sense of, can we start over? I don't care for this anymore. The energy that they're bringing in and the old ways of doing things, like, I'm tired of it. Can we change this? Is there a chance we can change this by chance? You know, so you've kind of had enough here of this energy and the way it shows up and the way it's been showing up over and over again. For the Two of Swords in the advice, you get the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. Your energies are not matching. That's why there's this in and out. Because they're coming through with, look, I want for things to happen in this way. And you're like, I don't want for things to happen in this way. Like, I can see your point, and I can see where we're at with this, and I can see why you would want for things to happen in this way, but that doesn't work for me. Not anymore, at least. So, but it's someone that's really close to you that you can't, I mean, you could, of course, because you could do that with any kind of energy. You can't just cut off completely. But you do want for things to change here. Like, you know, they do carry a little bit of a pushy kind of an energy, you know? Like, no, it has to be this way. And you're like, no. If that worked for me up until even yesterday, it doesn't work for me anymore. So things need to change here. Otherwise, I'm not dealing with this anymore. So there's definitely a whole lot of conflict here, where I feel like you're trying to not kind of get stuck in your head about this whole situation. You want anything but that. So you're not allowing for this to get to you, but at the same time, there is conflict here. You know, I feel like you're dealing with it, considering that you're showing up in an energy of, I want for something brand new within this connection. You're kind of dealing with it in a proper way, of not letting it get to you to the point of, oh my God, I don't even know what to do anymore, and stressing about it and things like that. So just keep on doing that. You are in a very conflicting energy with this one right now, because they're very stubborn and they're not letting their guard down at all. But it is someone that cares for you, and it is someone that you care about. So I kind of get the sense that things will change in time. But for right now, no. They look to be very conflicting. Like you're bumping heads about something here. So that's it. Let's go to November. Oh, where you're at energetically, the Five of Wands. That's conflict, but that's kind of where you left off for the last month. So you're kind of entering this month with the same kind of an energy. What you're dealing with, the Four of Pentacles, you're just not letting something go. You're being stubborn about something here. How you're dealing with it, the Strength card, it takes a lot to hang on to whatever it is you're hanging on to. But you are. And for the advice, the Star. Like really figuring out what you want out of the situation you're possibly dealing with. But let's see, let's clarify. Let me do the Five of Wands. The King of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Hermit. Okay, so this is a commitment that's really close to you, really significant, but there's conflict going on at this point surrounding this. So there could be arguments, there could be, you know, just not being on the same page here with whoever this is. Let's do the Four of Pentacles. Oh man, the Five of Wands, the Sun, the Chariot. What's interesting about this is that the both of you want the same things. It's just a matter of how you get there, how you make those things happen. That's seems to be very different in your perception. So it's creating conflict, it's creating disagreements. Again, the irony being the goals are the same in what it is that you want and they want. Let's do the Strength card. The Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Wands. I mean, you're trying your best to keep positive, to keep, to look at the positive side of things rather than really focusing on, oh, this sucks. Oh, we're arguing all the time. Oh, this, that, and the other sucks and it's not good and it's blah, 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 and just the negative. Not really. You're trying your best to keep positive, and I feel like you're doing a good job with that, It's a matter of your perception here. And that's shifting towards, let me look at the good side of things. If there is one, I'll find it and I'll kind of approach the situation from that perspective. For the star, you get the Two of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Judgment card. Yeah, it's kind of like constantly reminding yourself what it is that you want, what your goal is for the situation, where this connection is heading, and what it is that you want to get out of it. And ultimately, apparently, it's love. And as long as you keep focused on that goal, that's when you start shifting towards more of a, let me approach things from a positive perspective. Hey, that's a doormat. Why are you so fixated on that lately? But that's it. Let's do December. Okay, where you're at energetically, the Temperance card. I'll go through all the energies because they're giving me a sense of overall kind of an idea. What you're dealing with, the Queen of Pentacles, how you're dealing with it, the Queen of Wands, and for the advice, the King of Pentacles. So you're giving me a sense of grounding, like a lot of kind of everything falling into place, especially when it comes to your own energy. And there's a sense of self-care and self-love involved in this one that you're actively going through with this Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. And it just feels like everything that you've worked on knowingly or unknowingly throughout the year is kind of settling down into a good grounding kind of an energy where you may feel quite almost like flowing, like, okay, that's kind of how it feels overall. And there is another energy attached to you here, at least one, but it kind of comes through as a general kind of an idea of what all of the people or experiences that are resonating with you at this time, they feel like they're connected to you. Okay, let's clarify. Let me do the Temperance card. The Seven of Cups, the Moon, the Lovers. Things are still kind of in the unknown when it comes to this particular connection that you kind of showed me throughout the year. I see you hopeful for it. I see you in a place of kind of keeping it open to unlimited possibilities, basically. But there is a sense of unknown when it comes to it, in the sense of you don't know where it's going, you don't know what's going to happen to it, and it kind of feels like you're accepting that, like you don't need to know. All you can do is, again, keep yourself open, which that's exactly what you look like you're doing. Let me do the Queen of Pentacles for what you're dealing with, the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. Whoever this King of Pentacles is, and I feel like if I don't see it connected to this connection that shows up for you, but I see it as an important part of your life too, whatever kind of an energy this is. And I see them bringing energy towards you, and you look like you're responding to it from an equal kind of a place in terms of what they're bringing in, you're going to put out towards them. If they're going to be nasty, you're going to be nasty. If they're going to be loving, you're going to be loving. So it almost feels like you're kind of equaling, or is that even a word? Equalizing, matching, whatever they're bringing in. It still feels like there's a little bit of a sense of confusion attached to this whole situation where interestingly enough, to this connection, there is no sense of confusion. There's just kind of acceptance. Whereas to this one, there seems to be a little bit of a sense of stuckness, a sense of like, like almost like there's not a flow to it. It is, but it's not. It's like 90% it's flowing, but that 10% is keeping you a little worried. So, okay, let's do the Queen of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Ten of Wands. It's pretty difficult to heal, to stand in your power. You're giving a sense of you are there. You're standing in your power here. You're feeling strong, you're feeling independent, you're feeling good about where you're at. But it's pretty hard to maintain that, to kind of stay there, in that place of taking it all in. But you're trying. You're trying. Let me do the King of Pentacles. For the advice, the Six of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. This is a 90 to 10% ratio that we just talked about. Overall, whoever this is to you, or the dynamic between the two of you, seems fine. Seems like maybe it's heading in a better direction than it possibly always was, but there is a little bit of something. The 10%, the Four of Pentacles, there a little bit of, it's not there quite yet. And maybe it's not. But it's heading in a better and better direction by the day, So overall, things are settling down. You're looking like you're taking them in and from a pretty good space, in the sense of acknowledging even where you're at in your journey, and it feels good for the most part. There is going to be, it's not perfect. It's not like, oh my God, everything's perfect. No. But again, I would say 95% of where you're at in regards to things is feeling really good, really grounded, really like, oh, okay, we're here, we did it, we're good. 5% is for the worries about things, is for the, I wonder if this is going to work out in the future, or things like that. But it's not a lot. It's not a lot. For the most part, your energy is coming through as being quite settled and grounded, which is good. So that's it. All right, let's do the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Let's see what you get for the year. Hold on, it came out, I saw it, it flipped out, but there's like 2 or 3 attached to this one. Oh, the Ghost Dance, number 22. Oh, that opened right to it. All right, the essence. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. That's an interesting one. The invitation. The ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you, and write a new story for your life. The medicine. If you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning a lost youth of opportunities missed, it is time to make an altar for the ancestors. Collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or heard have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. That's quite interesting, but pretty intense. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.